Welcome to Break Off. It's day 2 here at the BetVictor Welsh Open. We had 48 matches here at the Motorpoint Arena yesterday, including 2 victories for the defending champion, Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's very much still in the mix. Speaking of which, it's Pancake Day as well. What could be better?
How fast do your pancakes disappear? Around our house, it's plenty fast. And not just because I've got 3 man-sized pancake eaters.
Well, your buttermilk pancakes are great.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Breaking off.
Well, already, even though we're on the early stages of day 2, plenty to reflect on and loads to look forward to. Here's the guy with his hand on the microphone out on the arena floor, Mark Johnson-Allen, who is the tournament MC here in Wales. Mark, a great day yesterday. What are your thoughts as a former pro as well as the MC on Ronnie O'Sullivan? 2-0 down against Rory, looked as though it could go 3, and then he came back, nice century and got the job done.
It's funny, on Sunday night, I was sat in the bar in the hotel with Mark Selby. Ronnie walked in. I said to Mark, God, doesn't he look in a good place? He's so relaxed, you know, good week for him. Mark went, don't be so sure. Well, the morning, we all knew what happened in the morning, didn't we? He sort of kicked off, he had a little tantrum, which he does, which is fair enough. I thought he was going to come out in the evening and be superb. Roy McLeod, he had him. All of a sudden, O'Sullivan woke up. He went for it as if to say, look, I'm back. I think he needs that little blast. He needs to get some, I don't know, energy, negative energy out. I still think he's going to be fine for the rest of the week. I find it all funny. His gamesmanship, we both know him so well. You know, it interests him, doesn't it? Stirs it up. Let's stir that pot and see what happens.
Well, it certainly is interesting, and we've got a little slice, just a little slither of his post-match press conference and his interview with me. We can't run it all, but here's just a little snapshot of what he had to say afterwards. Is it tiring playing 2 matches in one day, or does it make no difference?
Oh, I'm absolutely knackered. I think I'm going to need a couple of weeks in rehab now just to recover from them 2 matches because it was so strenuous. But you know, we'll see how we recover tomorrow.
What is it about the Welsh that you seem to, you know, sometimes really manage to turn it on here? You're tied for 3 on with some of the legends, and going for 4 would have a nice ring to it.
Yeah, listen, any tournament's nice to win, you know. But yeah, I mean, I was disappointed losing Germany last week, but pleased to still be in this one.
Enjoy your day off.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, life is always interesting when it comes to Ronnie O'Sullivan. Now let's turn our attention to day 2, because we had Ryan Day out at the table, a player who's made 3 ranking finals, struggled in recent years, but is on his way back up to the world's top 16. A good first round win for him in front of the home crowd. I caught up with him after the match. You've had your years in the wilderness a little bit after your 3 ranking event runner-up positions in 07 and 08, but now you're heading back up towards the world's top 16. Why have things started to click in the right way again?
I don't really know. I'm just playing with a bit more freedom, a bit more confidence. A couple of seasons ago I was very low in confidence, and it's all about that this game. So, but the thing that's missing at the minute is consistency. When that comes back together, I'll feel as though I can compete and contend for titles again.
What did you make of the atmosphere and what you received from the crowd?
I quite enjoyed it. It was obviously an early match, 10:30 start, and there was good numbers in there watching, good support. So, yes, it's quite a nice setup there.
Well, great to see Ryan Day heading back up in the right direction as far as the world rankings are concerned. And Mark, it's been a good tournament so far for the Welsh. If we turn our attention to tomorrow, we've got Matthew Stevens against Ronnie O'Sullivan, and then a real mouth-watering match, Jamie Jones against Mark Williams. Home advantage seems to be helping.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we'll take the 2 matches, Ronnie O'Sullivan, Matthew Stevens. O'Sullivan's always got huge following. But Matthew Stevens yesterday, he had a load of support with him. They were going wild. They love him here in Wales. And I think if Stevens can step up to the mark, we could be in for a good game. I'm not saying he's going to win. I'd like to see a decider at least. Jamie Jones, Mark Williams, that one's going to be close. People are saying Mark Williams. I'm not so sure. I mean, I love Mark to bits. Great friend. Jamie Jones got it right about him at the moment, and I think he's really up for it. He's the man with nothing to lose. The pressure is on Williams, and it will be a packed house tomorrow night. It'd be great.
What difference does it make from a player's perspective when you know that the vast majority of the people in the arena are on your side as opposed to the other guys?
Doesn't always help. We only ever had one tournament in Bristol. I'm from Bristol, and I had a load of support, and I crumbled. I was absolutely useless. But I think these boys here in Wales, the Welsh are so passionate about snooker. You know that. They absolutely love it, don't they? So I think tomorrow when they walk out and you've got all these people that come to see them, is going to give them a boost because, you know, it's a special occasion. I still think the underdog, Jones, could do Williams tomorrow.
Well, some really interesting thoughts there from Mark Johnson, Alan. There's so much to talk about. Later on, we've got the latest odds as to who's the best bet for this BetVictor Welsh Open title. We'll be getting those odds from Charlie McCann. But first, we mustn't forget that today is Shrove Tuesday and everybody loves a pancake. The perfect pancake featuring Michael White Lightning. Take some eggs, flour, milk and sugar. Pour in some sugar. Add in some flour. Mix it all together. Add 2 eggs of your choice. Mix again. Add milk and you've guessed it, mix again. Onto the hob, add the oil to your pan. Add the mixture to cook and flip to your heart's content.
So that's how you make a pancake?
That's the perfect Shrove Tuesday. Well, Michael White Lightning showing us exactly how it's done in the kitchen. Now back to the action here on day 2, and it was a very successful journey through the first and second rounds for Mark Selby. Had a tricky match against Marcus Campbell this evening. 2 centuries, he made it through 4 frames to 2, flying high on the confidence that he must have brought here from winning his first ranking event of the season after a classic victory in Berlin over Sean Murphy. I caught up with him after the match. Well, Mark, a good start to your campaign. A long day, though.
Yeah, it was a long day. I played quite well this afternoon. Alex didn't really settle in the first game, and I seemed to punish him whenever I got a chance. Second match tonight, I mean, when I got chances, more times than not, I scored well. I mean, I made 2 centuries, but the match still lasted 2 hours, 40 minutes, I think. But Marcus played well and put me under pressure. He said to me after the match that's the best he's played for a long while because he's been struggling a little bit. But no, happy to get through.
He's probably the kind of opponent that you guys don't want to get early on because although he's not as high up as in the rankings as he should be, when he's on form, he's capable of making life difficult.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player. I mean, just typical Scot, gritty, never gives in, great match player. And to be fair, I had a rumour before I played him that he was like on the verge of falling off the tour, which is like ridiculous, really. I mean, he's a class act and he's been to the Crucible a few times, and I'm sure if he carries on playing like that, he'll be on the tour for a long while.
From your perspective, how much confidence do you bring here from the fact that you won the German Masters? Because, you know, you waited a little while this season for your first ranking title.
Yeah, came here really confident off the back of that. That sort of come as a little bit of a surprise, having travelled from China to go to Germany. Wasn't really expecting that much, but yeah, fantastic to win my first tournament as world champion, which sort of got a monkey off my back and coming here with a lot more confidence.
And good memories of the Welsh Open, albeit in Newport, not here. That great triumph in 2008. So you know what it takes to win this title.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get to the final and if not win it again. Like you say, 2008 seems like an eternity away, but we've got so many tournaments now. I mean, even if you don't have a good run in one, you ain't got time to dwell on it. You got one round the corner, so fingers crossed this week. Hopefully I can have a good run.
Well, good to see Mark Selby here with so much confidence, and justifiably so after that great win in Germany. Ivan Hershevitz joining me here, the chief guy in the press office. Ivan, another exhausting, very long day. My voice just about holding out. Selby can't be ruled out here, can he? Because although it hasn't been a brilliant season up until this month, suddenly he goes to Germany and he gets it right.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's always been the sort of player who plays well in spells. You know, he'll have a few very good tournaments and then a few months where he dips down a little bit. But as you say, yeah, one in Germany, so he's full of confidence. I thought that was a textbook Selby performance tonight. 2 centuries, showed his break building class, but also prepared to scrap it out in the tactical frames. You know, there's probably no one better than him on that side, and yeah, so he'll be very confident going into the rest of the week.
So the world number 1 will be in the 3rd round. This, therefore, would be an appropriate moment to hear the latest odds. Who's tipped for the top? Here's Charlie McCann.
Day 2 of the BetVictor Welsh Open, and Ding Yonghui is the biggest casualty of the day, and a big red letter day for Ahmed Seif, who won his first ever tournament game. Whitewashed Anthony Hamilton, but unfortunately was whitewashed himself this evening by Alan McManus. But Ronnie O'Sullivan is still the 9-4 favourite, 7-2 then for Mark Selby. 2 century breaks for Mark Selby this evening, then it's 11-2 for Neil Robinson and it's 8-1 bar. But tomorrow we've got some fantastic clashes. Still 22-1 for a Welsh winner, rather. The first, of course, since 1999, and we've got Jamie Jones playing Mark Williams. We've got Matthew Stevens. Matthew Stevens 4-1 against Ronnie O'Sullivan. 1-6 for Ronnie. Just myself, personal one. Great to see Ali Carter back. Ali Carter 8-11 against 11-10 Matthew Selby. That's one of the highlights of the tournament as well. We've got all the Scottish players. Tomorrow really is like the second Wimbledon, the second Monday of Wimbledon rather, where you get all the great players playing on the same day. They've had that rest. Some of the players have had a rest, some not. But you've got the last 32 of this tournament. We haven't had that many shocks. Shaun Murphy and Ding Junhui. That's all we've had really of the big names. The cream in this tournament always comes to the top. You read the winners of this tournament and it's a who's who of the great game of snooker. But Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's 66-1 to have a maximum break against Matthew Stevens tomorrow. Matthew Stevens 4-1. Now Welsh flag is flying 22-1 for a Welsh winner. We haven't had one since Mark Williams in 1999. He's playing Jamie Jones. What a game that'll be. Really looking forward to day 3. The last 32 we're at already, but the big games are coming thick and fast tomorrow.
Great stuff. Thanks very much, Charlie. Now, let's turn our attention to the first matches in the third round. Ronnie O'Sullivan against Matthew Stevens. Ivan, Ronnie will obviously start that one as favourite. What's Stevens got to do? What's he got to change about his game to make him believe that he can come out here and really inspire the Welsh crowd?
I think Matthew will believe that he can win. You know, he's been there and done that. He's been around for a long time. He's beaten all the best players. He's won the UK, he's won the Masters. But he's got to take his chances. You know, most players say when you play Ronnie, you do normally get chances because he goes for his shots, particularly if he's in the mood he was in his first team matches, kind of, you know, very attacking. But every match is vital for Matthew now because he's one of those players chasing those top 16 spots, you know, ahead of the World Championship. So there is pressure on him. He's never done well in this tournament, never been past the semi-finals, I think. But let's hope he at least gives Ronnie a close match.
Well, we're guaranteed one Welshman into the fourth round because we've got Jamie Jones against Mark Williams, almost like the pupil against the teacher. It must be quite weird for Jamie to play against a guy he would have idolised growing up with the 2 world titles and, you know, great performances at the UK and here at the Welsh.
Yeah, I mean, all those younger Welsh players, you know, Jamie, Michael White, Daniel Wells, Dwayne Jones, all those guys would have idolised Williams growing up. And of course they all get to practice with him, and now they're quite a kind of tight-knit bunch. But I think Jones has been around long enough to kind of put that to one side, and he'll go out tomorrow and he'll be very, very determined. He would have taken so much confidence from beating Shaun Murphy last night, and he'd be very disappointed if he doesn't go further.
Well, it should be a great, great encounter, and the Welsh crowd might not know which way to go on that one. Thanks very much, Ivan. So we've wrapped up the second day of action. We started yesterday with 128 players, 96 matches left. We are down to the last 32. That's it for Break Off. Join us for day 3.